All right. Welcome, 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 everybody. Once again, my name is Dr. Roz, and I am here today I'm sitting in for Bernadine Kirkland, Diamond Bernadine Kirkland, who is traveling today. But we want to share some powerful information. So if you're here for the very first time, if you are a guest, we congratulate you. We congratulate you for several reasons. One, for listening to the person who invited you to take a look at something that is going to be detrimental to your health and your family's health. And then we want to say congratulations for you saying yes. Because there's some problems that are going on in the United States right now, and it's our food. I teach all the time regarding health and wellness since I've become a part of Akana. And I'm glad that we're the kings and queens of cleanse. I'm just loving this new thought process that we're putting out because our CEO some time ago coined a phrase called chewicide, which means that we're literally digging our graves with our fork. And if you do any kind of research and any kind of study, you can go back in history. And even as our culture, as African Americans, we had an original diet. Yeah, it was the African diet, and it was made of fruits and vegetables. But over time, we have transformed our lives into a new diet full of processed foods and things that are literally digging our graves. And so we don't recognize that it's producing us to the point where we're living with a silent killer. Heart disease. Heart disease, number one. And about 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent. The damage is done, but the person's not even aware of it until they didn't even know they had a heart problem, sometimes until they die. In 2020, nearly 700,000 people died from cardiovascular disease. But guess what? They didn't have to. It could have been reversed. They could have recognized. And here's what's so alarming, and this statistic is not one that I'm proud of. It blows me away every time I have to say it. An alarming number of over 14 to 19-year-olds, they're showing signs of 40% blocked arteries. And it's mainly because of that new diet that we're talking about. So we got to recognize this is a critical time, guys. And that's why we are the kings and queens of cleanse. And you're going to hear about that because it's time now for us to eradicate the heart disease, the cancer, the diabetes, and even having a shortened life. Every one of us on this call, I'm sure you want to live as long of a time as God has allowed you to be on this earth. But you don't want to live that long being sick. You want to be healthy. Do you realize that there's significance of turning age 45? And I'm sure some of you may be under that age, and some of you may be past that age. Thank God for that. But there's something significant that takes place after the age of 45. I've noticed that when I go to the doctor, and the day I turn 50, they want to find some stuff, right? But when you turn 45, the statistics say that you're 2 times more likely to die from heart disease because of this atherosclerosis. That's the technical term, right? When the plaque starts building up around the arteries of your heart, all the arteries of your heart. And so when that happens, the blood has a difficult time going through the artery because what's supposed to happen? You're supposed to have a perfectly fine artery, like that first circle, where the blood comes through, not just the blood, but the oxygen and the nutrients, right? But when plaque builds up, from what? Our diet, from the foods that we eat, from the mucus that builds up. Then all of a sudden now you're at that third one where it's much more difficult for the same amount of blood, because you need the same amount of blood to stay alive. It's harder for it to push through. So what does it do? It pushes harder to get through that small space. And the harder it pushes, what does it happen? It raises your blood pressure. Thereby, you have a heart problem. You have a blood pressure problem. And if it gets blocked, that's called a heart attack or a stroke. So we've got to just do something about it. Guess what? We can. And that's what our vision here is at Akana. Our vision is a world where everyone has access to the nutrition and resources they need to thrive, creating healthier, more resilient communities. Through personalized wellness for your blood type, you're going to hear about that. We're breaking cycles of disease and poverty, informing families to build a legacy of health and prosperity for generations to come. That is our mission, that is our vision, and that is our goal. So basically, there are 5 key reasons why these problems impact our communities. One is the lack of understanding. Do you know your blood type? Now, the average person that we ask, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Well, see, there are 4 blood types. Your blood type is either A, B, O, or AB. Now, there's some other people get into real detailed variations of it, but this is the basics, A, B, O, or AB. What's your blood type? Now, if you start saying D and G and H, we're not talking about blood type. Because knowing your blood type, when you understand it, it means there's a certain kind of diet that you should absolutely have. A's should have a plant-based diet. B should have a balanced omnivore diet. ABs should have an ultra-adaptable kind of diet. And O's should have a high-protein diet. Akana is committed to helping 1 million families learn their blood type. So I'm going to ask you again, do you know your blood type? Do you understand why your blood type matters? Why everybody in your family needs to know your blood type, because knowing your blood type can literally save your life. It can prevent chronic illness, tap into your genetic advantage. It can boost your energy. It can reduce inflammation. It can help you lose weight, and it gives you holistic healing. Just knowing your blood type and starting to eat according to your blood type, because it literally is the key to unlocking your whole body's nutritional blueprint. I know I didn't know this. I didn't realize how important it was, because your blood type is the single most important determinant in how your body interacts with the foods you eat, and if those foods will cause inflammation or digestive problems or weight gain. Have you ever eaten something and all of a sudden you felt kind of bloated, or eaten something and you started scratching, or eaten something and you swole up? And you didn't even realize you might have been eating something that was completely toxic to your body because of the blood type that you are. Based on your blood type, you're either increasing or decreasing your tendency or potential to have cancer, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes, and so many other chronic conditions. So let's kind of just educate you just real quickly on blood type. A stands for agrarian, nature's vegetarians. The A's are prone to digestive and heart issues. Red meat, shrimp, crab, lobster, and dairy can be especially harmful, and they're naturally creative and inventive and require peace and harmony. See, even the blood type has something to do with personalities. There are certain countries, they date according to their blood type. Certain people, like we talk about, are you a Leo? Are you a Virgo? Are you a Capricorn? No. These countries want to know what's your blood type, because your blood type has something to do with your personality. B equals balance. They thrive on a diverse diet, but chicken, shrimp, crab, and lobster can disrupt their health. They have a more balanced immune and digestive system. They're resilient, but they tend to suffer from more autoimmune diseases, IBS, and other issues. So that makes me want to ask somebody in my family who's dealing with autoimmune disease, what's your blood type? Because if you're a B and you've been eating like an A or an O, that's a telltale sign why you're going through with this autoimmune disease. O, it's the oldest blood type. They thrive on a high protein diet, but catfish, pork, dairy, refined carbs, white wine, and gluten can cause significant issues. They have a strong immune and digestive system. They tend to experience more ulcers, arthritis, and thyroid issues. And then AB equals complex and modern. It's the rarest. All my ABs out there, you're a rare breed. Yes, you are. Blending traits A and B. But they've got to balance their dietary restrictions of both types to have optimal health. A lot of the ABs I know have been sick in their bodies until they find out this information. Why is it all important? It's all connected to our immune system, guys. The most people that got sick during COVID, the most people that were on ventilators and even died, it was because their immune system was compromised. Your immune system is compromised when you've got high blood pressure and diabetes. Your immune system is compromised because a perfect immune system is supposed to slough off these lectins, these things that come to attack our bodies, kind of like a Pac-Man coming in. 95% are supposed to be sloughed off when you have an optimum immune system. And only 5% are going to be filtered into the bloodstream where they react with and destroy red and white blood cells. But what happens when your immune system is not operating at its optimum? Because number one, you're eating anything and everything, not knowing if it's toxic to your blood type. Then let's flip those numbers. 5% is sloughed off. 95% is getting through the bloodstream, causing thereby the problems. So let's just, don't shoot the messenger when I start talking about what you maybe should avoid, or definitely you should minimize, because one person's food is another man's poison. So this is just a sample list, and the person that invited you can definitely give you a full list, a full chart, a full placemat, whatever you need to put up on your wall, on your table, put it up on your refrigerator. Because the A's you should stay away from, or completely avoid. The tomatoes, the bananas, the lamb chop, just saying. B's, I'm sorry to be the messenger here, fried chicken. Do you know how many African-American B's there are that eat fried chicken on a daily basis? See, it's not what you do some of the time, it's what you do all of the time. Avocados, shrimp, O's, catfish. Lord have mercy. We love our catfish, don't we? Avocados, oranges. I used to love oranges. And white wine. Well, I'm glad it didn't say white and red, so at least I can have the red. I'm an O. ABs. You got a combination of the A and the B. So you see, there's so much that really you should be avoided, but there are ways to get around it. So don't think, when you say, well, when I look at this, what can I have? Well, I promise you, when you start realizing there are things that you can have, but the whole objective is for you to live a healthier life, then you want to learn your blood type. If you don't know your blood type, if you do know your blood type, come on, feed me that right now. Get back and put it in the chat. Let me know what is your blood type if you know your blood type. If you don't know, put IDK. Means I don't know. And then you're going to get back with the person who invited you, because they're going to help you be able to change that particular situation. Because our whole goal here is to break the generational cycle. The power is actually literally in our hands. We have lived a life too long, guys, that we say, my mama had this, my grandmama had this, so I'm destined to have this. No, no, no. I'm going to say it again. No, we got to break the generational cycle. You don't have to. That's how important knowing your blood type is. Because literally, if you go to give blood, so you may say, well, I don't see how it's so important. Well, get the wrong blood when they give it to you. It could kill you. If they give you the wrong kind of blood, it could literally kill you. So if that could kill you, do you think that if you eat the wrong food, it could be slowly killing you? See, it may not happen overnight, but it's happening over time. And that's why our statistics are constantly going up and up and up, because we have not learned that the food that we eat impacts our blood cells. Why? Why don't we know this? We don't know it because it makes no money to know it. See, if it isn't taught in medical school, or if it's not created by big pharma, the pharmaceutical companies, it isn't promoted in the United States. Because some of the very things that we're accustomed to eating on a regular basis, if you go to other countries, they don't even have them. And if they do have them, they don't taste the same, because they're taking out some of the stuff that we put in it that's killing us. It's all about big business here. Big business is what equals profits over people. And when you think about over time, let's go back in history. Remember when the cigarettes were on the television, Virginia Slims, the beautiful woman with the cigarette popping out of her mouth. If we were kids, we grew up, I can't wait till I can smoke a cigarette. And then one day they slapped the label on there and said, cancer causes cancer. It always caused cancer from the day one. But business over profits over people. Trans fats. Oh, they said, don't do butter, do margarine. And then they said, don't do margarine, do butter. Trans fats, killing us. Now, cell phones, from 3G to 4G to 5G, and all these waves, and kids are keeping the pods in their ears all the time. Now statistics are showing brain cancer is happening at an earlier age. And GMOs, my God, genetically modified foods, they're everywhere. Walk down the center aisles and there you find something in a bag, a box, a jar, or a can. They had to do something to it for it to sit there on the shelf. The back aisle with all the sausages and the meats is in a package. We don't know how long the cow was dead before it came to you. It's been genetically modified. Can't find a grape with a seed in it. And then they lied to us. And they said, milk does the body good. That's the biggest lie they ever told. People right now have allergies, all kinds of symptoms in their body because of dairy, mucus increasing because of dairy. And we're the only species that drinks the milk from another species. I mean, when you were born, you drank milk from your mama's breast. That's it. Who told you you were supposed to drink milk from the cow? That's the calf's job, right? And like I said, our country doesn't adhere to this blood type philosophy. Well, we're starting to now. The more we talk about it, that's why we're here talking about it. But Japan was the first country that said, you know, we're going to go by this. This makes sense to us. And guess what? Their life expectancy is so much longer than ours. 84.6. They live to be 84.6 average years old. But what was us? 76. And if you're African American, that drops down even further. So we've got anecdotal evidence that shows millions of people supporting and reporting positive improvements just by adhering to the blood type practices. Even if they don't do anything else, if they just start eating according to their blood type, they begin to see different results. And you can protect yourself from common viruses and infections and take a stand against life-threatening diseases. You can even achieve your ideal weight, slow the aging process, and cleanse your body of toxins and unhealthy fats just from knowing your blood type. Now, I talked a lot about that because that's just how important it is to us. But another thing that's causing our health conditions is oxidation. Got some bananas in the kitchen right now, and you can just literally watch this happen day after day. The bananas start turning brown. Good, guess what? That happens inside of our bodies. It's just like bolts rusting. And researchers have finally identified one of the most important contributors to heart disease, wrinkles, cancer, arthritis, and many other problems associated with getting older is oxidation. Because guess what? There are toxins in the air that we breathe. And there are toxins in the foods that we eat. So we need to eat foods that counter the toxins, antioxidants, right? Fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are loaded with plant compounds called phytonutrients, which also have antioxidant abilities. Some of these phytonutrients have shown to disable cancer-causing substances as well. I mean, literally, a person can have cancer, change their diet, start eating fruits and vegetables, and watch those cancer cells start to die. But you know, we live in a generation of kids, especially, that when do they get a fruit or a vegetable? When they get a burger that has a piece of lettuce and a piece of tomato on it. And some of them order it without it. I had a nephew that lived with me for a period of time, and all they wanted was pizza, chicken strips. And if I fixed the plate with fruits and vegetables, they didn't, I don't like that. I don't like that. And then thirdly is omega-3. Now, we've got an omega-3 deficiency, guys. Now, we got plenty omega-6. Omega-6 comes every time you drive through the fast food restaurant, you're getting omega-6. We got an overload of omega-6. But omega-3 helps your cardiovascular health, helps your cognitive decline. You know, Alzheimer's and dementia is becoming popular instead of being rare. Chronic inflammation, metabolic health, immune functions, and bone health. So we've got to increase our omega-3. You see the picture, all of that, the nuts, the fish, the shrimp, the broccolis, all the green leafy vegetables, the avocado, the sardines, all those things help to increase your omega-3. And number 4, an unhealthy gut. We call it the microbiome. That's the technical term for the gut, because why is it important? 70% of the immune system is in our gut. I mean, you can look If you ever been in the airport and you just look around, all you see is unhealthy guts. Beautiful people, but unhealthy guts. And it arises when our diet includes improper food choices and lacks sufficient fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics. You know you've got gut issues when you're having digestive problems and a weakened immune system, malabsorption, nutritional deficiencies, inflammation, swelling up all the time, skin problems, mental health challenges, weight management, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune conditions. We've just accepted so many things, like when we get to be a certain age, ladies, we've accepted the hot flashes. This is just a part of the time. But guess what? There's an imbalance in our hormonal imbalance, right? So we can do something about it. And then the fifth thing is parasite invasion. Oh, I know you don't like this picture, but I'm telling you, we got parasites if you've been eating meat for any length of time. There's a video that I was told about that you can put Coca-Cola on the meat, the beef, the steak and stuff, and in the raw, and actually see these little critters come out of it. Ugh! But it's causing chronic infections and it's causing mental health. And there have been autopsies where they saw the parasites that were already invading the organs and the brain, the lungs, and the liver. I know you're saying, get this picture off of here. Okay, I'm done. But let's talk about solutions now, because we don't want to just talk about the problem. We want to talk about solutions. But before I do that, let me go over this disclaimer, because our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided herein is for informational purposes only, and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or other healthcare professionals. If you are pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or having a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements, because individual results may vary. So we don't make the claims, but I'm going to tell you something. Our customers do. Our family members do. So we talked about blood type. So the first thing is, if you don't know your blood type, what do you need to do? Get a blood type kit today. Don't waste time. Get your health journey based on your biology started. It includes the mini blood type chart and a digital ABO list of foods that you should avoid or foods that you should have. Your medicine kit. We call it your medicine kit, your yes kit. We've got two of those, but I only promote one of them. The first one. It has the blood type test, the bitters, the detox meal plan, the sample meal replacement, shake fuel, and the individual digital blood type download. Why do I only promote the first one? Not because I want you to spend more money. Even if you know your blood type, somebody in your family or your sphere of influence does not. And when you get this, it includes that test. So if you know yours, you can now be a blessing to somebody else. You could sell it to them or you could give it to them, because it's already included in the kit, right? What else is in the kit? Bitters. A 4-day blood cleanse, herbal bitters, because we are the kings and queens of the cleanse right now here at Akana. Fast acting, this is a favorite. It's effective. It's a way for people to get started when they don't want to do our 7 or 21 day. And you want to make sure you get the bitters, because it definitely will cause you to begin to detox your body in just 4 days while you eat a low protein diet. And it's gentle for your daily life, and it promotes a deeper elimination, and it helps to cut the carbs in your body. We also have a flat belly fuel. Love the fuel. We got it in 2 flavors. We've got it in chocolate, and we've got it in vanilla. Just add it to your shake, add it to your smoothie, packed with nutrients and plant-based protein to help you build your lean muscle and burn fat. So it's a great meal replacement. It's got hemp protein, cracked cell, wall, chlorella, ashwagandha, aronia berry powder, HMB, that helps with those muscles, vitamin D3, inulin. And if you want to know more details, you definitely can go to the website, and it gives you details, or the person that invited you can give you all the details what all of these ingredients will do for you. But it's the very world's first meal replacement that helps to target those 5 problems that we talked about. We've already talked about the parasites, the gut health, the omega fatty, the antioxidant protection, and the blood type support. This fuel helps to target all of those areas. And then we have a program that we invite you to. We call it the Full Body Reset 360 because that's what time it is. It's time to reset your health naturally. We do it 1 week every month where you make a decision to change your life and you want to be a part of the 360 program. At a glance, you're going to combine raw foods, cold pressed juice, and herbal formulas. And you're going to target your toxic buildup, your inflammation, your hormonal imbalance, your gut health. And it's designed to help your body do what God ordained for it to do, heal itself. So what if your body didn't need another prescription, but just an opportunity to heal? Because our goal here at Iconic is to create blue zones. Yeah, there are only a few blue zones in the world. Blue zones are regions in the world where people live the longest, healthiest lives, thriving, not just aging, but thriving in their, in their 90s and their hundreds with low rates of chronic disease, not like what we're doing here in the States. These communities share common habits. They have clean eating, daily movement, they're riding bicycles, they're swimming, they're fishing, social interaction and connections, and purpose-driven living. So why creating the first Black blue zone matters to us, because right now, no blue zone exists where African descended communities lead in longevity. There's one in the United States, and it's in Iowa, largely due to the effects of what? A poor diet, environmental stress, and limited access to culturally relevant wellness tools. So by reclaiming our health through food, community, and holistic living, we're going to rewrite the narrative and creating the first Black blue zone, a place where we don't just survive, we thrive. Where do you start? You start with you. Then you start with your immediate family, your social surroundings, and then your community. So we go from Jerusalem, Judea, to Samaria, and then to the uttermost parts of the world. And we're going to help you with that with our medical advisory board. 360 certified is what it's called. Well, they'll help to guide you by these experts that you can jump on and ask questions and receive information. And you want to reset that body. So it starts with this 7-day reset, $217. And then you can put that 7-day cleanse on an auto ship of $109 so that you'll have it available to you to do it every week, 1 week out of every month, right? Because this will drive that auto ship. This will put you in a position where you receive the products that you need and the reduction on your health-related issues, lower your insurance premiums, lower your life insurance premiums, and you're going to have more healthy working years if you're still working. So we want to make sure that you live the life that you're supposed to live, because especially the 7-day cleanse, and that's where most people like to start. They start with that 7-day cleanse. If they're not starting with the bitters, they're starting with the 7-day cleanse. And we've got 3 products in that 7-day cleanse: the Eliminator, the Purifier, and the Regenerator. What does that do for you? Well, the Eliminator begins to eliminate that mucus that I was talking about earlier. Oh my God. Mucus builds up over time. It's built up. You've got, you're sneezing, your nose is running. You don't even know why. Something you ate. Yep, you're right. The Purifier is a liquid colonic. That's what's going to get down there and loosen all that stuff in your colon, in your large and small intestines, the waste that's been sitting on the walls. Yeah, it's like taking a shovel, unraveling that stuff. There's a picture that we had once that we used to show. It was really gross, where they opened up the intestines of the colon of an individual, and you could just see the waste just sitting there. So that means the food couldn't travel. That means you're not going to the bathroom as often as you should be. So that's what that liquid colonic does. And it's gentle. The Regenerator, when we're doing a raw cleanse, you need something to give you the nourishment. And that's what the Regenerator does. It gives you all the nutrients that you need. Again, I say it again because some of you may have done some kind of cleanses or something and you cramped all the time the way through it. This is gentle enough for daily life. Yes, you can still go to work. You can still have your activities. You can still do your workouts. We just ask you not to do weights, because weight produces waste, and we're trying to get the waste out. But it does promote deeper elimination, cellular renewal, because that's what this is all about, getting into the cells of your body to renew your body, and a clearer digestion without harsh disruptions. And then we've got a new thing that we've got on board now called Hempgovie. Well, some of you have heard of these things that cause you to drop weight, and now people are starting to see reactions because they get the shot. This is drink your way slim instead of getting this shot. It is a shot. It's a glass shot, right? So Hempgovie is the shot worth taking. Our new line of drinkables allow you to ditch those injectables. Stop doing it. Stop. I don't care who tells you they dropped 50 pounds. Anytime you drop it that fast, there's a problem. You can drink your way to slimmer and fat and waist, a slimmer waist and a flatter tummy, because it's going to help you burn fat naturally. All we want to do is what's natural, the way God made our body. So then that our body can begin to heal itself. You want to boost your metabolism, not with chemicals. You want to curb your appetite with a blend of natural appetite suppressants. Support your digestive health and promote your overall balance. That's what Hempgovie does. That's the kind of results we're hearing from Hempgovie. And then we're going to have a community. So we want you to be a part of our community. Let me tell you, something happens when we come together. Because when you come together with the community, you've got the right products, you've got coaching and Zoom calls, you've got a private member group, you've got meal guides and grocery lists, education modules, you've got blood type tests, you've got bonus bitters cleanse, and then you've got support. You've got encouragement. You've got somebody rooting you on. And then here at Akana, we also promote cannabis, because cannabis and the blood type diet work together. Because cannabis reduces inflammation, helps to manage your stress, improves your digestion. Depending on what your blood type, you don't even have an idea how well cannabis will work with you by leveraging the properties of CBD and cannabis alongside the blood type diet. We've got individuals that are achieving a more balanced, harmonious approach to wellness tailored to their unique biological predispositions. Now, I know if you're like me, I've been in ministry for over 50 years, and the moment I say the word cannabis, there's a red flag that goes up because we're thinking, I ain't getting high. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about CBD. See, there's an endocannabinoid system in all of our bodies. You've got one, I've got one, all of God's children have one, as well as even animals. If you've got a spinal cord, you have an endocannabinoid system. And there are receptors in your body, in your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your brain, your skin, that are waiting for cannabinoids to connect with them. It's like a key lock. And it's unlike pharmaceuticals. See, pharmaceuticals do the same thing, but they target a particular area. They target single symptoms. That's why when you have chemo targets the cells and doesn't know a good cell from a bad cell, so it kills them all. So you lose your hair, you lose your nails, you lose all this other stuff. But these cannabinoids interact with the ECS to provide systematic benefits, offering a more natural approach, and knows where to find the inflammation. Have you ever taken Tylenol for a headache? Tylenol for a footache? Tylenol for a pinky ache, right? See, it finds where the problem was, the way that CBD actually does. So what is CBD? So this will cancel out any negative thought that you might have had regarding CBD. Somebody told you you couldn't take CBD because it makes you high. No, It is a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp. Out of more than 85 different, some say there are over 100 cannabinoids, it's the second most common. Delta-9 is the number one. Now, most of you, if you're like me, baby boomer, raised up in the Earth, Wind, and Fire era, sitting in the Earth, Wind, and Fire concert, the lights go down, poof, goes the smoke. Yeah, and you got a contact, went home, high as a kite, and you didn't even smoke a joint. That was Delta-9, right? CBD only has 0.3% or less of that in it, which is the legal amount for CBD. That does not cause the high, but it does cause healing. We've also got THCA. It's a compound also in hemp. That's why it's legal, because it's on the hemp side of the plant, not the marijuana side of the plant. So I'm teaching somebody something, right? It's a non-psychoactive precursor to THC. and it's found in raw cannabis. Now, when you heat THCA, it turns into THC. So don't heat it if you don't want a real high. Okay, everything I said was the truth. You don't get high off of CBD, you don't get high off of THCA, but if you heat THCA, yeah, you're one of those persons right there. So we've got products. We've got health and wellness products. We've got CBD products. We even have our own proprietary blend that you will not find anywhere. Yep, we got something called Hempranium. It's ours. It's our blend with coconut and peppermint and black seed oil in it. And then it's got 500 milligrams of CBD. We've got pain cream. Oh my God. Testimony after testimony, when people use our pain cream, it just works. That's what people say. Those are the claims they make. I'm not making the claim. I'm telling you what everybody else says. When they use it for the pain, they come back saying, I don't feel the pain anymore. And it's because of the blend of essential oils and everything that we have in it that is all natural, completely certified, completely lab tested from a third-party lab that's not even with Akana, and it's 100% natural. And we've got some other things that we have now that really have enhanced our line of products. THCA raw, it's a raw cannabis trend that's helping with plant-based diets and therapeutic benefits for things that when you're really having some chronic issues like arthritis and MS and Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, these are things that really help, as well as RSO concentrate. We've added that to our line because this Canadian medical marijuana activist who came up with this, it's actually what do you call it? A syringe. It's actually a syringe that you just put a little bit in your spoon and put it under your tongue. Wonderful, wonderful results people are having for pain and anxiety and Parkinson's and all these, especially these chronic issues. You definitely want to try it. But my point is, we've got a line of products, guys. We've got over 70 products. Whatever your situation is or your family, whether it's your energy, your essential oils that you want, relief, pain relief, your hair. Oh my God. The hair care line is just absolutely amazing for alopecia, all the things that people are dealing with, putting the braids in too tight. You're cute, but you losing your hairline going back further and further and further, right? My mama used to raise me with that, yeah, you talk about that hot comb, thinning the hair. Well, we've got a hair care line and then a culinary line for all of you that love to cook and be able to be a blessing to your family with CBD in it as well. A lot of times when we're going through this, we share all of this with you and you say, well, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to buy something. But some of you may say, I want to take it to the next level because I have people in my life that I want to be a blessing to. We call you an influencer. See, some of us don't think we influence anybody, but you never know. It amazes me. My husband and I do a Sunday flow every Sunday on our way to church. Take a picture. And when we forget to do it, somebody says, where's your picture? Who would have thought? We don't even know who's paying attention. Well, these two people here took it to the next level because these younger generation, they're becoming these influencers. Stormy Steele, she was the first TikTok streamer to sell over $1 million in one session. Lee Giacchi achieved over 1.7 billion in sales in 12 hours with lipstick, something that he ain't even supposed to be using, right? So it's a game changer. Influencers hold the power to shape brand perception, to drive massive sales, to create personal connections with audience. Those who ignore this trend risk falling behind in a rapidly evolving digital economy. Come on, baby boomers, we can't fall behind. You are an influencer with somebody, even your own generation. They need to know that there are solutions to what they're going through. So this business is booming. TikTok made me buy it. The influencer market is currently at 33 billion globally, projected to reach 107 to 190 billion. That's with a B by 2030. So we've got to get involved in this. And if you're listening to this for the very first time, if somebody invited you here, we have an influencer package that comes with a plethora of stuff. Look at this. A 21-day reset, flat belly tea, flat belly sample, extreme pain cream, your own website, social media will teach you how to do this. get certified as an entrepreneur and get paid as a pearl. We teach you about the compensation plan as it relates to that. But all of these features and benefits come in one package for as little as $399. And you can start earning income by being a blessing to other people, sharing the information. Now, I decided at some point I wanted to learn more and become a certified wellness coach. Well, we've got that package as well. And that's why I'm able to talk about what I talk about, not because I knew this stuff. No, I've been being tutored and mentored by our naturopathic doctors, by our naturopathic doctors, by our CEO. And that's what this package is, $14.99 to become a wellness influencer and a certified wellness coach, where you begin to learn all the things that you can bless people. But we don't just give you the teaching, we give you the products to go along with it. 3 7-day cleanses, 1 21-day raw, 2 extreme pain creams, 1 Hempranium Gold, 1 Hempranium Pure, 1 Hemp MD. My God, you've got enough to resell or just begin to start using and become product of the product for you and your family. Even our plant coffee, our plant-based coffee, I love it, love it, love it. And the Flat Belly Fuels, and then sample packages that you can let other people try. You'll be sitting at the tire place, getting your tires rotated, and this man is over there rubbing his knee. Well, listen, you got pain cream to pull out and say, brother, try this right there on your knee right now. You got sample. All of this is in sample form because our goal is to create these blue zones. I told you, these blue zones got to start with you. There's 6 areas. I didn't tell you those areas, but you see them on the map. But Loma Linda, USA, is the only one in the United States. But now we're starting in our home. So our goal is to help 1.5% of the United States. That's a lot of people. That's about 5 million people. We can do it. Even with the smallest package, if we helped that with just $50, that would be $250 million in sales. But let's be realistic. Everybody's not going to do it. 80% of the people that we talk to will reject you until they really get sick. When they really get sick, they're going to call you and ask you, what was that stuff? But if they do reject you, then we're still going to impact 1 million people, and that's our goal, 1 million families. So if you're listening to this for the very first time, if you're listening for the first 10, 12, 15, 20th time, and haven't pulled the trigger yet, haven't made a decision yet, you're looking for a place to plant your flag, let me tell you something that we didn't come up with, but it's called the S-curve. It's the S-curve in business. It says that the first 100,000 to 150,000 people involved in a business, they will be the ones who earn up to 80% of the wealth of the company. Did you hear what I just said? See, the people who started with Amway, the people who started with Mary Kay, Avon, Metamucil, all those companies that you know that have become billion-dollar businesses, those who started, the first 100,000 to 150 who started with them, when that company hit momentum, they were the ones that earned up to 80% of the wealth. Why am I saying that? Because you see, we're there. We haven't hit momentum yet. We're in that pioneering stage where we're putting things together, constantly adding new products, building our product line, building our focus. But when we hit momentum, if you're here now, that's why you are in the right place at the right time, because Harvard Business School says you want to pick a company at least 18 months old. Oh, guess what? We're past 6.5 years. Oh, we made it through the pandemic. Matter of fact, our sales went up because we had products to help with their anxiety. 90% of companies fail their first 18 months. But Harvard says if a company has less than 500,000 people, and absolutely positively we have less than 500,000 people. If you do, it's a great opportunity. But if you have less than 100,000, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. What does that mean? You're here today because this is the opportunity of a lifetime. If you're here live, if you're here watching this recording, now's the time to pull the trigger. Now's the time to slap that person that invited you here, shake them, give them some love, throw them a kiss, give them a high five or something, and let them know thank you for allowing me to see this information, because this is literally going to change my life. So we thank you for your time today. We're going to cut the recording off.